Welcome back to another episode, and I'm here with Lorean. And Lorean, how great was to be together all this weekend, huh?
Oh, it was wonderful. Amelia Island is always one of my favorite shows. And if you missed it, listen to last week's podcast and you will hear all of the excitement. We had a great time and we got to talk to past winners. We got to talk to all kinds of interesting technology, but we also met some interesting people.
Exactly. Jonathan Klinger and Diane Parker. So, Jonathan, first of all, thank you for your hospitality last weekend there in Amelia Island. It was great to see you again.
Yes, and I echo what you were both saying. It was so great to just be amongst car people for the first time in more than a year.
Yeah, and Diane, we didn't have too much time to spend together. We obviously everybody was really busy looking at all the cars and all the activities. You guys were really busy there too, right?
Oh my goodness, yes, we were busy. We had a display of the DeLorean. I was a judge there, so we had youth judging going on. So there was a lot of excitement. It was great to be with everyone.
So there were a lot of beautiful cars there, obviously, but as you just mentioned, the most famous one was the DeLorean. So, Jonathan, can you explain what is that? We were having a conversation about that, and it's pretty interesting, the news story with that car and why it was there.
Yes, that was something very exciting. So that we had two monumental announcements this weekend. One was the announcement of the Hagerty Drivers Foundation and adding the Back to the Future DeLorean to the National Historic Vehicle Register. And when I say the Back to the Future DeLorean, there's a number of really well done replicas out there, but this is the movie car that was driven by Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, and the dog even sat in it, used during the filming, and normally lives at the Petersen Automotive Museum. But we were very excited to add this as the next vehicle to the National Historic Vehicle Register. And Diane can talk a lot more about what that register is.
Yeah. So, Diane, can you explain us what's the process to getting that register? Because it's only 29 cars. I was surprised when I heard that. And Lorean, you were too, right? I mean,
Really rare. I didn't realize that, how many famous cars do you think about cars and movies, Diane? And then suddenly, we think of the DeLorean. But tell us what Hagerty's doing with this. This is very interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people are surprised to hear that there was no such thing as a National Historic Vehicle Register, where cars are considered and documented and considered to be culturally significant. And what does that really mean? That means that something that is culturally significant within our country can be documented and live on in perpetuity in the Library of Congress. So everyone's pretty familiar with the Register of Historic Places. We have over 180,000 buildings, covered bridges, statues, and famous homes that are on there. But it wasn't until 2014 when we came along and realized that there was this very large gap in our cultural past. And that is not one vehicle had yet been documented. And so we decided that we were going to fill that gap. And we've been doing this since 2014. And the DeLorean happens to be the 29th vehicle announced that as part of our Hagerty Drivers Foundation initiatives.
So, I mean, we're not going to list all of them, but the one that I remember a few, the Volkswagen Bus, and what are the others? Please help me with that,
So,
if you have
sure.
any other in your top of your mind.
Well, it's a vast array of vehicles showing kind of the breadth and the depth of the impact that vehicles have had on our country. And so we use 4 criteria. We go with, and this is the same as the built world. And so it's association with a significant person, an event. It may be information value, meaning is it the first, the last, or the only remaining example of that make or model? And then the last is, are there any significant to do with the build? So we've got the very first car on the register is a Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe. We have the Thomas Flyer. We have a Futureliner, a Myers-Manx, the first production minivan, the Bullitt Mustang, the Gypsy Rose, the Ferris Bueller car that was driven, a 70 Challenger, a Duesenberg. I mean, you name it. We have pretty much covered the gamut. But I'll say that we have some catching up to do, because if we were to do one of every single make, that's 2,500 cars.
Wow. So, Diane, do you own these cars? Does Hagerty own these vehicles, or are these just vehicles that were listed for the registry?
Hagerty does not own these vehicles. We're fortunate enough that we deal with the stewards and the owners of these particular vehicles to document them for the register. So we take this snapshot in time and document them. We document the histories, we do laser scans, we do photography, and then those vehicles go back to their respective stewards or owners.
Wow. That's
yeah.
that would make a great show. We should have you back on just to talk about history and provenance and some cool stories, because I'm sure you've experienced some pretty interesting people and stories that Javier and I have not. We've met some great people over our lifetime, Joyce.
Yeah.
But I think we all have. But it's
you're right, Lauren. There's so much to talk about, but I want to thank you, Jonathan, again for your hospitality, and Amelia, you too, Diane, and for this spending this time with us, like recapping the show, like still fresh from coming back over last weekend. So again, Hagerty.com for all the information that we just talk about here.
All right. Thank you so much. It was so great to see you in person last weekend, and I look forward to the next time.
Yeah. Thank you,
Diane.
Diane.
Look forward to seeing you both. Thank you both very much. Appreciate you.
Thank you all, and we'll be back next time.